JASSICS. We're back on WJASX, JASSICS Radio.
And with us here today is Dr. Phil.
This is special guest Paris Gray introducing DIASISS, AJ, and, like AJ said, special guest Dr. Phil. Alright. Oh yeah. Good morning, everyone. Or good night, everyone. What's going on? This is... Alright. Okay. So this is JASSICS Talk Radio. And we're back on this Monday evening. And tonight we're going to be talking about Ricer Boys. Well, we got a couple of things coming up, but one of the things that we want to talk about are Ricer Boys and the state of this country. And that's why we have Dr. Phil as a special guest here tonight. I'd like to thank him for, alright. Okay. AJ, you want to say anything?
Yeah, I was just going to, welcome Dr. Phil to our show and tell him how we appreciate him coming in and talking with us today.
Oh, that's no problem. Anytime I can help a JASSIC cause, I'm glad to help.
And and another thing that I wanted to say is, how are we dealing with JASSICs today in society, and what we can do more to help further the JASSIC progress.
Yeah, right. And we're going to be taking some calls, but first, I want to say one thing. We're taking a poll now. JASSICs or new Japanese cars? You be the judge. MK2 Supra or Honda Civic? Or F-body Camaro? I mean, so many people talk a lot of jazz out here, and a lot of people, they say that they like these Ricers and the new cars, and oh, my WRX is this. Let me tell you something, guys. The WRX, as AJ put it, it looks like a Echo with a big, huge whale tail in the back of it. I mean, come on, people. Okay, anyways, we're going to be taking a call. And, Mike from Washington, you're on the air.
Yeah, I was just, I wanted to ask about, hey, so, because, I really like muscle cars, and I was just, wanting to ask Dr. Phil what his opinion was on those.
Well, Michael, let me tell you, muscle cars, I mean, they've had their heyday, and, I will admit one thing, they are nicer than a lot of these Ricer boys out here, as far as car design goes. But you have to ask yourself, are you setting a good example for your family? In the sense that when you take them to the store to buy them a toy, and it's a Hot Wheels car, are you buying them a Supra, or are you buying them the Mustang? I mean, you have to ask yourself that, son. Because if you get a Mustang, what are you thinking? But if you get a Supra, that is stinking thinking, okay? Anything else on that mic?
No, that was all I had to ask. Alright, yeah, well, we're going to take, our next caller, and this is Jim from Chicago. How's it going, Jim?
Yeah, hey there, what's going on, man? Yeah, I was just wondering, man. Look, I gotta tell you what, okay? First of all, JASSICs suck, okay? I mean, they're old Japanese cars. Nobody cares about them. They're rusty. They're banged up. I mean, my Civic will outrun... Man, I outrun Supras, like, all day, every day. Seriously. They're worthless, man. I mean, come on.
And Dr. Phil, do you have any words on that?
Yeah, let me tell you something. You are a loser. You are... Excuse me, but Jim... You are a loser, okay? You have to ask yourself, what am I doing that is worthwhile in life? Now, being a Honda boy is not worthwhile. You are wasting air, as far as I'm concerned. I tell you what, son, when I get callers like this that get on here and they talk like that about JASSICs, I mean, I could just sit here and roast my rooster. Okay, I mean, You know what? I don't even have anything to say. I'm not even going to dignify that comment with an answer. You are a loser.
All right. Okay. So let's see. So yeah, and one of the things that me, the Aginator, and DIASIS would like to add is, okay,
Yeah.
well, you might have a car that you invest a little bit of money in, and it might be faster indeed, but still, you cannot
Anything's
touch.
fast.
You cannot touch the styling of these old classic Japanese cars.
Exactly, man. That's what I keep trying to tell people. All you callers out there listening, shoot, man. I mean, come on. Is there any JASSICS supporters? Okay.
All right. Well,
Dave, you're on the air. Yeah, man, I just want to say, seriously, all these Honda boys out here, I mean, forget these. I mean, usually these are gay guys that are like 18, 19 years old, and they don't care anything about cars on the grand scheme of things. They just want something fast for now. They grow up, and they, go to college, and then they get an SUV and say they never were really even that into cars, man. But you know what? Supras and old Celicas, Conquest Starions, and so on, those are for real enthusiasts. And I just want to say, big props to Dr. Phil, AJ and DIASIS. You guys are doing great. Keep it up, man. All right, see you.
All right, and we're also going to talk to...
Okay, thanks, Dave, for that comment, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, now we also got Chris from Miami on the line. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Yeah, guys, I wanted to say, one thing that I've noticed is, you've got a lot of these people, these young kids or whatever, their parents are trying to do them a favor by giving them a car that, they don't have a problem with the kids wrecking.
Right.
And these kids are real righteous about these cars. I mean, they hold them so high, they're putting them all up on a pedestal. And, then they're like, oh, well, we have body kits for like $100, $200, so we can personalize.
What kind of cars
this
do you
car.
mean?
I'm talking about these little Honda Civics and Eclipses and stuff that, parents intend on buying for their kids for, a good economy car, something that's going to be relatively reliable, that they really don't care about their kids crashing or, getting speeding tickets in. And then these kids are just blowing them up. I mean, these kids are just going crazy. Oh, well, I got Honda Civic this, Honda Eclipse that, SRT this. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And I just want to say I really appreciate what you guys in the JASSIC Nation are doing. I really appreciate everything, and I'm going to do whatever I can to help keep these cars alive.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Chris.
you for that call, man.
Yeah, that was excellent. That's real motivational right there. So,
hold on a second. Excuse me, guys, but I think I'd like to say, can I say something? Can I interject here? In my years of psychology, I can honestly say that the best people in the world are the people who own JASSICS. And I'm going to tell you something. These are the nicest cars in the world, and I know there's a lot of people who don't really agree with this. But you have to ask yourself, when you drive a muscle car, or when you drive a racer, are you setting a good example? Are you being the best person that you know that you can be? And I'm going to tell you one thing too. If a racer boy came up to pick up my daughter in a racer and he did not have a JASSIC, I would be all over him. I would roast his rooster. Okay? Alright, I wanted to go ahead and say that I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to, take over the show, but, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead, DIASIS and AJ.
Yeah, all right, let's see. We got another caller who's been holding for a little while. His name is Jeremy, and he's from Tampa. And, hey, Jeremy, how's it going?
Hey, man, what's going on?
All right, yeah, now, as I was speaking to you on the phone a little earlier, you were saying something about you had some questions for Dr. Phil.
Yeah, man, yeah. Listen, man, what would you prefer? Would you prefer Nissan or Toyota? Wow, was that for me and AJ or just me?
No, that was actually for Dr. Phil, I think he was saying.
Oh, Dr. Phil, I'm sorry, man. Excuse me, caller, what's your name?
Oh, that was Jeremy.
Jeremy. Jeremy, you know, the thing is that they are really both good cars. I mean, you know, you got Toyota, you got the Celica, the MR2, the Corolla, the Cressida, the Supra, and so on. And in Nissan, on your other hand, you got the Maxima, you got the 200SX, I mean, and really many of the S12 Silvia models, or just Silvia in general. You've got 300ZX. There's really, you cannot just go to one or the other on that. You have to like both of those. Yeah, man, you know, I really agree with that. Hey, I tell you what, much love, Dr. Phil, man. We love you down in Tampa, representing my homies in Jamaica, too.
And we definitely appreciate the calls. Well, all right, so the three of us are going to take a little break right now. You know, we appreciate you tuning in, too.
JASSICS, WJSX.